The maps of the kingdom ended abruptly at the northern mountains. Every road, river, and forest had been carefully drawn by the royal cartographers, except for one place. Beyond the jagged peaks stretched a blank area of parchment, a dead zone. In faded ink, someone had written two simple words: Forbidden Lands. No travelers returned from there. No traders crossed it. Even the birds avoided flying above it. From a distance, the land looked like an endless sea of black stone beneath a crimson sky. A place where the world itself seemed wounded. At the base of the mountains sat the last settlement before the wasteland, Raven Hollow. A quiet, wind-beaten village where the houses leaned like tired old men and the streets smelled of wood smoke and damp earth. Everyone there knew the rule: never go north. Inside the village tavern, travelers often asked about the Forbidden Lands. The locals would laugh nervously. Then they would drink, and eventually someone would tell the story.
They say the darkness there, it changes a man.
100 years ago, the king had sent soldiers to explore the wasteland. 200 men marched through the mountains. Only one returned. He came back alone, and mad. The survivor was found wandering the road barefoot, covered in ash. When they asked him what happened, he only said one sentence, over and over again: "They are not meant for the living." My name is Elias, and I listen to those stories more carefully than anyone else. Not because I believed them, but because I didn't. Mysteries have a way of pulling at the human mind. The more people warned me to stay away, the more I wanted to see it. One night, an old traveler entered the tavern. He carried a cracked leather journal and walked with a heavy limp. When he heard someone mention the Forbidden Lands, his face turned pale. He sat beside me. "You're thinking about going there?" he said quietly. It wasn't a question.
A darkness that will consume us all.
The old man rolled up his sleeve. His arm was covered in deep scars, claw marks, each one the length of a dagger. "I crossed the gate once," he whispered. "I saw what lives there." Someone asked him what he meant. The old man stared into his drink. Things that should never have been born. That night I made my choice. At sunrise I would leave Raven Hollow,
Journey begins.
and I would walk into the Forbidden Lands. The road through the mountains ended at a massive stone arch. Ancient, weathered, carved with symbols older than the kingdom itself. 3 words had been carved into the stone in enormous letters: "Do not enter." The moment I stepped through the archway, the wind stopped. The air turned cold, and the silence became overwhelming. The sky above the wasteland was not blue. It was red. A deep burning crimson that painted the entire landscape in the color of dried blood. The ground looked like burned rock, sharp and jagged, like the remains of a world that had once been set on fire. Strangely, an old stone road still stretched forward across the wasteland, which meant something once traveled here. Something important enough to build roads for. I found the bones before sunset. A horse skeleton. Its ribs crushed inward. But the strange part was the bite marks. The marks were enormous. No wolf could have done it. No bear either. The creature that made those marks had a mouth large enough to swallow a man whole.
这不是自然的力量。
As darkness fell, I heard something strange. A voice.
Why did you come back?
Soft and distant. Turn back.
We know your fear, Elias.
Then another voice joined it, and another. Dozens of whispers echoed across the wasteland, all saying the same thing: turn back. I lit a small fire beside the road. The flames flickered weakly in the still air. The whispers continued. At the edge of the firelight, something moved. A shadow that did not belong to any shape nearby. I could feel them now. Dozens of them, watching from the darkness. Something stepped closer. Tall, thin. Its body twisted like smoke, forming a human silhouette. You should not be here. The voice came from everywhere at once. Cold, ancient. When I stepped toward the shape, it vanished. The darkness swallowed it. But the feeling of being watched never left. By morning I reached something impossible. A city. Black stone towers rose from the wasteland, broken, collapsed. Their windows stared down like empty eye sockets. No birds, no insects, no sound, just endless silence. But someone had been there recently. Footprints crossed the dust-covered street, leading deeper into the ruins. At the center of the city stood a massive statue. A giant stone figure kneeling in despair. Its hands stretched toward the sky. The statue's face had been destroyed, scraped away violently, almost as if someone had tried to erase it from existence. At the statue's base were ancient carvings. The stone was cracked, but the words remained clear. We opened the gate. Beneath it, someone had carved a second message later. More desperate, and now it cannot be closed. The ground shook beneath my feet. Dust fell from the ruins. Something was moving underground. A cracked tower leaned dangerously to one side. Inside it, a spiral staircase led downward, into darkness. Each step down made the air colder. The walls felt damp, ancient, like the inside of a tomb. Halfway down the staircase, I smelled iron, the unmistakable scent of old blood. At the bottom stood a massive stone door. But it was not sealed. It stood open. Beyond the doorway flickered a strange light. The same crimson color as the sky above the Forbidden Lands. Inside the chamber stood a massive circular structure. A ring of carved black stone. Inside it swirled a glowing red void. This was no ruin. It was a prison. Something moved inside the red void, slowly pressing outward. A massive clawed hand pushed against the glowing surface, each claw longer than a sword. A deep voice echoed through the chamber. So, another living soul. The voice sounded ancient, like something that had waited centuries to speak again. Open the gate wider, it whispered, and I will spare your world. Even before the words finished, I knew it was lying. Creatures like that didn't make deals. They devoured. The stone ring began to crack. Ancient magic weakening. The seal was failing. Another claw tore through the red barrier, then another. The creature was forcing its way into our world. The Forbidden Lands were never cursed. They were contained. A massive eye appeared in the void, burning like a miniature sun, and it looked directly at me. The creature smiled. Its teeth were the size of daggers. You cannot stop what has already begun. I looked around desperately. Then I saw it. A stone lever built into the wall. An ancient failsafe. Pulling it would collapse the entire underground chamber, burying the gate forever. The creature's head forced halfway through the gate.
What is this thing?
Its massive jaws opened. You are too late. I grabbed the lever and pulled. Columns shattered. The monster screamed. A sound so loud the ground itself trembled. The red light flickered violently, then collapsed inward. The portal vanished. The entire chamber collapsed. Thousands of tons of stone buried the gate, and the creature with it. When the dust settled, the Forbidden Lands were silent again. It took weeks to return to Raven Hollow. The villagers stared when they saw me, because no one ever returned. I told them everything, about the gate, about the creature,
The Forbidden Lands hold
about
a
the
darkness
ruins.
you've never seen. The elders lied, the beasts are real, and though we're waking.
The next day, the villagers placed a new sign at the tavern door that reads, "The Forbidden Lands are not meant for the living." But sometimes at night, when the wind blows from the north, I still hear whispers. And one of them says something new. Next time, open the gate. I will make sure to deliver more stories like this. If you love the story and want me to do part 2, then like, subscribe and let me know in the comment section, and I will deliver it in a week.